Hi, this is IK. Welcome to Action Creator. Redux Thunk Action Creator. The most frequently mentioned term is Action Creator. Action Creator. Here, concretely, Thunk. Fetch Post is Action Creator. Better say plural. Action Creators. Fetch Post. Fetch Post is Action Creator of 3 Action Creator. And that 3 Action Creator create 3 action object. How complicated. And now, what is Action Creator? To understand that, we must go back where we first mention Action Creator. It is this React application. Here it is, 454. That application will be addressed in Git. This repository will be addressed in description of this video. Also will be address of I compare and learn from 2 React Redux application. And both of them address on Git repository will be in description. Okay. Here in post slice, look at post slice. This is Action Creator. Post edit is here right like properties, because there is two members, a reducer and prepare, two function, reducer and prepare. But post edit is Action Creator. This Action Creator, there is a reducer, this reducer, and this prepare object. The reducer object, here it is curly brackets, it is, but look at reducer is function. Okay, that object in curly brackets, there is one, we can say one method, reducer, one function, reducer function, and this one, and second function. We can say that post edit properties, there is 2 function, 2 method, post edit, 2 method, post edit object start here and finished down here. Look at around this yellow. Click here. This is this finished object. Post edit. Again, reducers. There is a create slice function, create post slice. Post slice is a page of all reducer about post. All reducer about post, because we can have a comment, and it will be comments plural slice. Plural, posts plural, comments plural, because there is a more reducer. Concretely, we need always CRUD, create, read, update, CRUD, and delete. For every array, we have that for operation. CRUD, create, CRUD, CRUD, CRUD. Post and posts, all post. There is one post slice, plural, posts slice, because there is more. There is at least 4 operation. Also, comments slice. In this application, we have all of that. Comments slice, and all about all reducer, at least 4, will be in that comments slice. And we have authors slice. We call that users slice. And also a reducer about that. Okay, now that post slice, here is declaration of post slice, is function create slice, and that function, in parameter of that function, here it is beginning of curly brackets, and here is end of curly brackets. Function create slice, there is a parameter, initial state, name of post. There is for parameter it is object in curly brackets. It is object. Here is beginning and finished here in front of yellow braces. Yellow braces, parenthesis here is finished of closed parenthesis of a parameter location. It means object post slice equal function create slice. Create slice function coming from Redux Toolkit. It means that create slice does all boilerplate, all verbose what we have in version of Redux before this one. It is last Redux Toolkit, and it is beginning on the Google trend that people search for Redux. It means that people go to learn Redux. Very low statistic in trend is about Redux. React is big concurrent all others, but Redux is very low. Why? Because version before this was terrible, lot of coding, and it is very boring and confused. And because of that, they published a new version of Redux. It is a Redux toolkit, and that Redux toolkit give us create slice function, and that create slice hide all what we what we first write by hand, almost all. Something we must write, but hide almost 19% coding of before, and because of that, this is a big confusion. Confusion because we don't see all story. Like in object-oriented or procedural, we see all story. It is like in books of some novel, we delete lot of sentence on random, for example, and of all novels of 100 pages, we have only 3 sentences and 10 sentences. And when we read that 10 sentence, we will be smiled because what is it? I have no idea about what is it, how it is, it's novel. It happened here. It happened here. And it means only that authors of React, authors of Redux, and Redux, take care. React, Router, and Redux is 3 separate programming language. Programming language in all them is JavaScript. It is the same language, but they separate library. React is one library, one team in Facebook. Router is a second library and a separate team in Facebook. And Redux is a third team in Facebook, separate third team. And that 3 application teams of that three library develop and research that library. And every library can be used with all others programming language, others library, services, etc. But of course, Redux is the best work, is the best practice, because best practice is Redux React, but Redux can go with others library, and also Router. Okay, together that 3 create near creation of framework. Together they create framework, but we cannot speak about framework because it is 3 separate team, 3 separate library. For Redux, it is the best said. It is pattern. It is pattern. It is a library. It is pattern. But every library is a pattern also. Okay. Now create slice. It is something. It is a function, and in parameter of that function, we have name post. It will be name of that post slice object of that, but it would be name of reducer in state, and create slice in a state will connect that word posts with other word, with this word, with reducer. Look at here, post slice dot reducer. It means post slice is object dot reducer. Reducer is a method of post slice. All that talk, speak about background, and we must know that in background is all that sentence what we delete in a novel book, and we see only 3 sentences now. One of them is this one, and we see like it as it notice, as it coded, the dot that post slice is object and reducer is method, and that background activity of post slice and other and store, for example, is this feature store. Here is the store. Look at store, object store. There is a configure store. Configure store coming from Redux Toolkit. Again, one function what delete a lot of sentence in a novel and work for us, coding for us. That function, configure store, it means store is a function, configure store. In parameter there is an object, this one, and look at here, post reducer. This word post it is name of slice. It is name of reducer. Better say post slice, because post slice there is more reducer about post. About post. It is post reducer, and who connect word post with word reducer? Who connect? Background activity don't visible to us, and we don't, and it is don't understand us. It is we can say thank you for coding for us. We can say thank you because we now understand. Okay, excellent. And after some experience and some understanding, you will like Redux Toolkit and enjoy in that coding and Redux and all about Redux, React Redux, concretely term Redux, will get up on the Google trend graph. More and more people will work with Redux. I now, from now in the future, I'll always work with Redux. Never mind how many components I have, because it is simple. You take hand and coding like that, and always have reducer. Never mind about how many complicated, no complicated is a word, no place here. How many components you have? In big project, you have a lot of components, and reducer is excellent because it's like it is like water from up of that component, and every component subscribe to that water. It is not water, it is state, central place for state. And every component subscribe to state what they need. Okay, it is global centralized state. It is Redux, role of Redux. And Redux, there is a store, and in that store is central place for state, and we have reducer, and you now know that post there is a reducer, post reducer, but it coming from post slice, and that post reducer there is more slice. Every of them is reducer. Delete, add a new post, delete post, update post, read post. It is all slice of post reducer, but they don't visible here. They are in post slice. Let's go back to post slice. Post slice. Look at feature posts. Look at how many components have, but only one post slice. Only one post slice. Okay, and this is initial state, and in that initial state here in this application is array, one array. And here we hard coding in post slice, hard coding object initial state, it is array, and in that array hard coding to object. First post hello and all others, and second post more text and all others field of that post, two post. It is hard coded in post slice, and when we open that application we will see that two post. And every time when we refresh, we always see that two posts. But when we turn computers, there is nothing, because it is in memory of our local client, in our browser, in our computers, client computers in memory. This post is, and only when we activate this application, when we start this React application, we will see that two posts go to store, to central state, global state, Redux, and stay there until we closed application. And after that we add post through our form. In React we have a form, and through that form we add new post. Also we delete that post, and we update every post if we need. Okay. How? By help of action creator. Now we have action creator. Action creator create object action. Action creator is function what create action object. what field, what properties there is that action object. Action object, there is a type, action type, it is a string, and there is a payload. Payload is what we type in form, title, content. And a reducer is function, a poor function. Poor function, it means that that function depends only about known parameters. Parameters what we control, what we know what is it. In the reducer there is a two parameter, state and action. This action is action object. Action object. What is this state? This state is actual state. Actual state is a state what we see on the screen. For example, we see 10 posts, post 1, post 2. It is a state of posts state. And if coming action and action object, there is a action type and action payload. Action type and action payload. Action type will set what to do. For example, post added, or post delete, or update post update. It is action type. And payload. What is payload? Payload is title, content, ID, etc. And reducer must know what to do with payload. Concretely here is post edit. What to do? We write it. This reducer post edit, and that post edit we call action creator. Action creator, because here it is action and it is action object, but function, it is parameter, it is reducer, it is a function. Here post reducer, post edit here. Let's go row by row. Create slice, there is object curly brackets, object parameter object. And that object, there is a lot of properties and method. Nothing more and nothing less, but only that two kind of elements can have every object. Can have only one properties, can have only one method, but can have more properties and more method. Properties is a variable or other object, and array, and but method is function, properties and function. And this object in create slice parameter, there is a properties name and the value column, and the right side is a value of name of that properties. String, it is a string, and go to quote, comma, and initial state. Initial state is object variable, and we write it like that. It means name, properties, value, post, comma, but initial state is name of object, but also value. also value because it is, look at here, initial state. Here is declare, it is declare variable, declare object. I like to say variable object, that you have in your here, that it is the same. It is same. In functional programming, like we have in JavaScript, and all other functional language would have use functional programming, object equal variable equal function, function equal variable. And we have sometimes, before I spoke, variable create, declare, variable object. It is same, but when we concretely spoke about details, variable, we used to call variable that is the variable have only there is no properties, there is no object. Variable can have some string, can be 0, can have some number, etc. But what if that variable equal initial state, some variable x equal initial state? What now? It variable is object, initial state is object, is array. Okay. Initial state is object here, declare. It is array, this array, all this. It is two posts. Initial state is two posts. Reducer, s plural, column is object because curly brackets. In all inside curly brackets, from that to last one to here, it is object. Inside that object would be interesting what we have, because reducer is function. All inside is function. Function post edit, function prepare, function reaction edit, function post update, function post delete. All that is function, all that is reducer. Every of that function there is two parameters, state and action. And every of that function we call action creator. And we dispatch action creator. Dispatch to store. Redux store. Dispatch, and that reducers, that action creator. Look at now how it is complicated, because that 3 sentence from all novel. It is function. It is a reducer, and they stay here in post slice. And dispatch method, take it. Dispatch method, take it when some action happened in our component. When we click on button save, when we click on button save, for example, add for forms, add new post. We write title in field for title. We write content in field for content, and we push click to button save. That moment activate dispatch, and dispatch is a method of store. It means store.dispatch, and dispatch is method of store. It is Redux. But inside Redux is reducers. State with reducer is inside of store. It is store, and store there is a reducer. We will see post reducer, comment reducer, all reducer. But now this dispatch take this reducer from post slice physically. Reducers, what we look at now on the screen, stay in post slice, and dispatch method take that reducer, and we call them not reducer, we call them now, when they in dispatch, the parameter of dispatch, dispatch add, post add, dispatch reaction added, dispatch post update. We call that moment, we call that action creator. Action creator. And that reducer, now we call action creator. Because of that is big confusion. Okay, this is creator, action creator. And dispatch action creator to store, and in store action creator is reducer with the state and action as parameter, and that reducer in store take that state, actual state, what we see on the screen, take it and look at what say action type, and what have in payload action object. Action, there is two properties, action type and action payload, and if it is add, post add in action type, that reducer, it is post add in action type, that reducer will do this, state.push, push action payload. It means title and post, push to state, push to actually state. For example, 10 post. Now after that push we will see 11 post on the screen. Here it is important that writing coding like this, it is explicit, change, mutate, it is change array, but we must immutable update state, always immutable update state. It means that there is some opet in background IMER library what look at our coding and said, oh no, it cannot go like this. I must copy state, actual state, and that copy to that copy push action payload and return new state. Return reducer is function, and that function return a new state, and all state is not without touch all state. And we on the screen in developers part of the browser, we see that state, every state we see for finding error, for analyze our work of our program, etc. It is like this, and look at what is confusion. Reducer is poor function in store, but it is here in post slice, and dispatch take them, for example, from post slice, take them to store. But what is but we have a reducer. It is a reducer. There is in store. There is reducers. We see post reducer, comments reducer, but that slice coming in that reducer, and we call that reducer. But in dispatch, we call that action creator, etc. Why we spoke like that, I don't know. But I think that authors in Facebook is so many routine. There is so many routine in declarative programming. Declarative programming means in delete a novel and rest only, remove all sentence except 3 sentences. They routine that, and functional programming, where you have a function equal object equal variable. Function can go as parameter to other function, can be parameter of function, like variable, like object, etc. All that together, they are all day, years by years, they work with it, and they spoke about that like they spoke. Action creator, reducer, and the rest to us only that 3 sentence, and that 3 sentence call in 3-4 different kind, and because of that, you in every video about Redux and React and Thunk, I must say, take care, no confusion. Here is only 3 sentences from novel of 3 books, and understand that, stay, learn about that, ask artificial intelligence, what is action creator, what is name of action creator. I do that. Look at here. I ask, what is concretely here, what is concretely names of action creators? And respond, in the code block you provided, the names of the action creators are fetch post pending, fetch post fulfilled, fetch post rejected, add new post fulfilled. These are action creators that were created using the create async thunk function from the Redux toolkit library. Fetch post pending is dispatched. Look at dispatched. Action creator is dispatched. Is dispatched before the asynchronous operation begins. Fetch post fulfilled is dispatched. Dispatch, always dispatch action creator. Never dispatch action. Dispatch, always dispatch action creator. And look at here, is dispatch when the asynchronous operation is successful. Fetch post dot rejected is dispatched when the asynchronous operation fails. Add new post. It is second thunk in our application. First thunk is fetch post. Second is add new post. Is dispatched when the asynchronous operation of adding a new post is successful. It is my conversation, and you must ask like that. You must ask like that to have useful artificial intelligence. This artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, depends about our question. It is always like that. In our question, artificial intelligence respond. If don't see response in our question is not good. Let's get back to our explanation of action creator. Here it is. Here it is. In this application, it means that reducers, plural, it is properties. It is properties of post slice object. But that object is create slice function, and create slice function there is parameter object, and in that parameter of object we have properties reducers. It is not strictly that you must write singular or plural. We will see later, but what we write here, it will have connotation down. No, there is no connotation down. It is singular. It is post slice is reducer singular. It is a reducer what go to store. Plural is post because it is array of post, but slice, post slice dot reducer, it is one word. And again, look at in store. Look at it is singular, reducer, but post s. There is no slice. It is construction what construct post slice, create slice for us. Post reducer, and in that post reducer coming all that reducer, they coming like action creator, and they are reducer, pure function reducer, and they create plain object action. That object we call action. Plain object, it is object what we know. We said action type, what we know strictly and right, what we know that it is there is properties action type and payload. Action type column would be post edit, post update, post delete, and payload would be what we write in form, or what we delete, post what we delete, etc., what we update, etc. Back to slice, post slice. Post slice is all about post. Post is here. And all reducer, because of that it's called slice, because there is more reducer, it is every reducer one slice. And here it is reducer, because here is a column, and the value of properties reducers column is object, and that object have three function, three method: post, edit, prepare, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 method. In every method is reducer. Every reducer is action creator, and here is coded what to do with payload. And we spoke about action payload, but we see action payload. Everywhere we see action payload, but we don't see action type. Here is action type. And that is 3 sentences from all novel. Post slice, or better say create slice function, take all what can be repeated. Why repeated again? Post delete, here that is properties action type. Why? When it is here, and that deleted sentence, or that sentence take back in background, work a lot. They write object instead of us. They write object, action object with curly brackets, and inside action type, column, post delete, and payload, column, that and that. Look at here. Here is payload, action payload is AD. Here is state action case, title, content, etc., etc. About it we spoke a lot of in details in before video. Again, every Redux, every reducer have 2 parameters and only one output. two input, state and action, and one output. What is output? Output is return new state. Return new state. And the save for analytic, for analyze, for helping in finding error. Save action type from before and what go with action type. And action type is really name of is name of action creator. Action creator. Action creator. Action creator is reducer. Action creator. Look at here, for example, add form. Add form. Add post form. Add post form. Add post form. Here it is. Add post. Look at. Dispatch post added. Post added is action creator. Parameter is value. Parameter is value. Is local state. Title, content, user ID. Local state. Post added is action creator. Dispatch action creator to store, but that action creator is reducer, and that reducer this is payload. And again, post added will be action type also, but in here it is payload, but here is only payload what we type in form. We type in form title, content, and user ID we choose from drop-down menu. And it is, we write here, but it is post-edit, but prepare is added all other field. Let's go to C. Prepare action payload is 3 field, but prepare in parameter there is a title, content, user ID, what coming from dispatch, what coming from our form. But when it go to when we push it, when we immutable mutate, prepare said, but payload, real payload is automatically ID. Nano ID is function coming to us from Redux toolkit also. Look at, and it is excellent function what give us a random string. Random string will be ID. Date. It is function for date. Post must have date. It is date from our browser, our local date in our local computer operation system. It coming from operation system coming to browser, and browser give to our payload. and here is title. It is value what we have from a form, content, and user ID. We have reactions, all that button, and because of this is prepared. Because of this is prepared. Here is our application, what we look at now, until now. It is, for example, refresh. When I have refresh, I will have only two posts. Only two posts. Second post, first post. And when I refresh, when I look at F12 and look at the Redux developer kit, I have only init. Better see in here in Google browser. When I refresh, I will have a that two posts of initial state, and init, only init, action type. When I add something, look at, I add title, author, and content. Save it, and I see it here. All other coming from prepare, for example, this button from prepare. And Kevin Grant coming from here, but date is here. Okay, that I must not go in expansion. I must take care about action creator. Look at action type, action type, action type, action type, action type, post react, action edit, reaction edit, reaction edit, reaction edit. It is 3. This reaction edit, it is 1, and post edit, and it is action type. And because here is a name post edit, post reaction edit, it is it is name of action creator. Action creator is post edit, but here we see action type post slash post edit, post slash react reaction edit. Who created? Create slice creator from Redux toolkit. Create type, that type, action type. And action type is one properties of action, object action, and second is here. Second is here, a payload. Look at type, post reaction edit. Payload, I can see here. Post ID, look at the string, random generator of random nanoid, and here is ID, post ID, and reaction is Hurai. It is of reaction. Post edit, here is post edit. Look at post edit. Type is post edit. Payload is ID, date, title, content, user, and reaction. Look at the date. But we formulate that in user interface. We will see that date like this, less than, and all about that we speak in before. But you can look at all that coding in when you download from Git repository. Okay. Now here we see complete action object, action type, and action payload. But because of immutable update, we have return we have we mutate copy and not original actual state. And because of that, we have all what happened in history we can look at here. Action creator, back to action creator. And now, after repeating all that, from this application, where React Redux application, where we have only state, initial state, and after that state, local state from component. Local state is title, content, reaction, etc. And that local state is state of some component. That local state we immutable update by hook use state and give it to action creator be parameter of dispatch. Every action, it is push button, save, delete, etc. Every action activate dispatch that action, dispatch action creator. And that action creator, for parameter, there is a ID, what we want delete. There is a title, content, users, what we want to push, etc. Or ID of ID and title and content of post, what we want to update. It is like this. And now we have our application, last one. Here it is. We have Thunk. Again, state in this application. State in this application is in memory, and when we close application, that state would be deleted from memory, and only exist when we next switch on, push on our application, start on, will be only initial state, not other what we add, etc. It is not only for learning that we have only state in memory or initial state, write it in post slice. It is not only for but it can be used in actual programming. For example, e-commerce front end can have basket in which we add product, delete product. Why? For every add and maybe after that delete, add, delete, products article in basket, it all can be function like a local variable without contact server. And we save, we not waste resource of server and resource of our application. Every adding, every deleting, contact by Thunk to server. We can have it in local, with local or dispatch local state to central state of Redux. And when we push final push order basket with articles what we want to order. When we push to order, all that basket and every article and how many pieces can go to server like order, and that go to server. And now with Thunk, when Thunk coming in play in game, when we have our state in a remote place on some server, it can be in database or other server. I have a mock server. It is one place where you can create your mock server free, and I have that address of that mock server. In that mock server I have empty array, but now is not empty. Can be if I delete, but I don't know how many posts there is, etc., or is empty. But I have mock server. It is remote server, and my state of this application, not this, but this state is in that mock server. It is array on that mock server. Because of that, I have initial state is empty array, but something else here. We have only array. Initial state is only array and post inside it. Now, initial state, it is when Thunk go in play, when I have a state on the mock server it is out of my Redux application. I have object. Initial state is object, and that object there is properties post, this empty array, status, and error. And now, what will be posts slice? Now it is properties of posts. It means our state is not posts, but posts dot posts, our post state, and is state dot posts dot posts. Before it will be only state dot posts. Now one level down. Why we need the object? Because it was before also object, array is object also. But why we now have object with 3 fields? Because Redux is full flag state manager, and that state manager must know all about action, how that action get ahead, and all that he must know, and he know by action creator. But when all state was be local and get by dispatch to Redux, it will be only dispatch and action creator, and nothing more. Only one action creator, dispatch action creator. But now Redux don't know nothing about asynchronous work. Redux cannot go out of the Redux application. But and because of that produce Thunk, and Redux must know all about that process outside of Redux. How know? Know by action creator. must be action creator through that asynchronous work from taking fetch data and coming to Redux. And because Redux only know synchronize working, it is dispatch add creator. He produced Thunk, and that Thunk produce 3 action creator, and the fourth, and every of that action creator by fourth action creator coming to Redux as synchronize. Here it is post slice, post list. Post list. In use effect, we have this one, dispatch fetch post. It is like dispatch add new post, or what we adding post. Dispatch fetch post. It is from component post list. It is synchronized to dispatch action creator fetch post. But that action creator fetch post is function what will create 3 action creator more. That action creator name of that action creator is fetch post pending, fetch post fulfilled, fetch post rejected. Again, add new post fulfilled exist, add new post pending, add new post fulfilled, add new post rejected. But we don't, we always need fulfilled, but we don't need write in extra reducer padding and fetch rejected. But they happen. Fetch post function create always pending fulfilled rejected. Pending fulfilled rejected. We have two Thunk. Thunk for adding post. Fetch post is read post. It is for read post. And we have for add new post. We have no for delete, and we have no pod for update. Fetch post pending, fetch post fulfilled, fetch post rejected we use in extra reducer, but for add new post we use only fulfilled. About that in a second, in a minute. Before of that, where it is name, where it is action creators, here it is. We are in post slice, back must go in post slice, and here is a post slice. Post slice. All here is like in application before, but here we have not reducer. We can have it, but we have not reducers, because all what we do must go outside on the server. I can write add new post, but that must go on the server first. Remote server, mock server, and after that coming back and immutable update. Okay. It means here is object reducers, we have no reducers. These reducers synchronized, but, comma, we have extra reducers, and extra reducers is like reducers. it is reducers. Reducers is properties like name, like initial state, properties of object parameter here of create slice. But extra reducer is function what for parameter have builder. It is one library, one object, something from coming from background, and that big background story there is in body of that extra reducer we have a builder that parameter coming here in body, and that object have method add case, and only method add case, and we have coding how we want add case, and add case is method what have two parameter. One is fetch post.pending, and it is name of action creator. It is name of action creator. But what is it? It is reducer. It is reducer. Here is there is no action because pending have not payload. It is like counter in some places before in examples. Pending is only pending start that action creator start. The patch of that action creator start when we activate in post list when this patch would be activated. It is beginning, and that beginning process of get fetch data from outside, it is beginning, and we have pending, and we call that state, that status, loading, and for that status loading we can attach loading animation in our user interface. If I delete post slice, if I delete this, nothing happen. But nothing happened. Pending would be sent. Action creator would exist because it go without right here or not right here. If I want to see animation loading, I write pending here, and name status state.status loading, and that information activate in some other place. We will see in the future some other place activate animation loading. But pending will happen without this. All that happen without writing this. But here I writing because I want to see loading. And if all is okay, we have fulfilled. Action creator fulfilled. Who create that action creator? It create Thunk, fetch post. This Thunk, fetch post. How? Because of create asynchron Thunk. Create asynchron Thunk is something, is function what we see like top of ice in the ocean, and it is one of helpful function what work for us. That create asynchron thunk, there is two parameter, and one of that is asynchron process, what we know, and response would be data, would be payload. But we don't see what really happened, because it is happening in background, long from our eyes. What happened? When we dispatch fetch post, it is action creator what go synchronize. It is from component go to store. Here it is post list. From component, we are in component post list, we have dispatch fetch post. It is synchronized, but that fetch post is a thunk. It is a function what we import here, fetch post. We import it from post slice. That fetch post activate asynchron process, fetch data from server, activate promise. Promise have possibility error or payload. If all is okay, give us payload. It is fulfilled. We call that status fulfilled, and data coming to our screen. Post coming visible in our screen. Coming in would be dispatch. And we have dispatch fetch post like synchronize, but fetch post function, there is nothing here inside from local, only function, and that function is drive, is a locomotive of train, and the wagon is 3 dispatch more. It is first dispatch, and after that coming dispatch from asynchron. How? Because thunk, fetch post is thunk. You possibly understand that fetch post is thunk. Every thunk, by default, there is a parameter dispatch and get state, but now we don't need get state, only dispatch. It means this dispatch, it is dispatch like, but every dispatch is method of store. But that dispatch here is starting from local, from React, from component post list, and get fetch posts to connect with store. But fetch post activate asynchron processes, go to mock server, take array, coming with that array back to our local, and all that path must Redux like full flag state manager must have information what happened. That information create thunk fetch post. How? Calling create action creator. First action creator is always pending, second is fulfilled, is always okay, or rejected is if it is error. Post slice again. And thunk communicate with extra reducer and send by help of add case, send some animation or other information to our user interface. But this add case and okay, this pending action creator, we will see animation of loading. Here in rejected, we will see message of error on the user interface. But here, this is always must be add case. This add case we must always have fulfilled, because we have what to do with payload. It is payload, and it is our aim, take payload and take post. Status and error is only helper here, helper for information for Redux. But this is, we need to say reducer what to do with payload. Here we see that add case is state action, that is, there is a reducer, method add case, there is a two parameter. One is action type, but it is not complete action type. Here must be right postes, and it will be in reality, but here it is not. And this is a name of action creator. Action creator is function, but we see here that fetch posts is not slash, but fetch posts dot fulfilled. Dot fulfilled. It is a method of fetch post, and like method, it is function. It is one parameter, but in reality here it is. When I refresh, we will have a look at now fetch post pending slash pending, fetch post slash fulfilled means post slash fetch post slash pending. It is action type, and here is also. But here in it is dot fetch post dot fulfilled. It is fulfilled is method of fetch post object, and always here dotted rejected. Here is dot pending, and method is function, and here it is action creator. Fetch post is here is declared as object, and equal create asynchron thunk, and it is fetch post is object, and it is function also, create asynchron thunk, and that create asynchron thunk have connection. Look at here, post fetch post with slash, but here in add post we have dot pending of fetch post, and this pending, somebody from outside, from background, give all that by slash posts slash fetch post slash pending slash. It is action type. It is one field of action object. Have action type and payload. here is a payload. State. Look at when I state. Three. No, must go here. Let's go again. Here is sometimes no. Loading. Look at here, loading. Do you see here? If you look at here behind post, loading, it is short time what we need from pending to fulfilled. F12 Redux pending. There is no payload. Pending, there is no. Look at pending. There is only metadata. It produces server, and it is only some control if we need something to see. But here we have a type and we have a payload. And always meta, but meta is not interesting for us. Payload is for, look at for post. It is payload, type and payload. Action creator. It means that repeating conclusion post list inside of use effect, when finished rendering of component, activate use effect hook and activate dispatch fetch post. Dispatch fetch post activate from component. It is synchronize connection dispatch to store, but that function dispatch action creator pending, action creator fulfilled, and action creator reject. Every that action creator is also a reducer. Reducer, 3 reducers. And I hope that it is something clear, more clear. But I stay a long time on this this topic, because you must stay a long time. If you understand maybe this part and go ahead, tomorrow you will know nothing. I know by myself. If I don't stay, if I don't really deep, don't look in Redux, and after that, but before of all React, you must be clear all about React state, post, component, router, all about router must be clear. And after that coming Redux, central state. And after that Thunk, asynchron working. And dispatch fetch post go like synchronize to reducer store. But fetch post is Thunk what work in asynchron part. How? Create pending action creator, rejecting action creator, fulfilled action creator. Thank you for watching this video. See you later. I like this topic. I like because I must lot of learn, lot of deep dig for all what I said to you. And I recommend that you also stay and don't save time in this part of learning. Stay longer and repeat, and asking yourself what is it and how it do. From this, what your eyes see on the screen, you will know nothing, because almost all novel is hide from our eyes. Go to background, and we have only 3 sentences. But with my long video and others video and others text in the web, you will know all story. I hope that I help you a lot with this video. Thank you for watching this video again.